Man of the match, Jodo Dosun, drew Benin level with a powerful and eye-catching strike on 87 minutes. The match was heading for a draw before a minute of madness by the defenders of Benin led to a goal for the Togolese. And that's it on sports news.
Anish Shakir, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Cynthia Aren.
I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thanks for watching.
Up next is Sports This Morning. Ladies in white with stylish umbrellas at their business. The object of their attention is fish. They are to ensure that it is clean for processing and subsequently consumption. Although this is a normal process followed in homes, the slight difference is in the cautiousness to cleanliness and the packaging. All this under the supervision of Mrs. Nofisat Onobajo, who begins the process a bit earlier when she buys the fish as juvenile.
And when we get the fish at juveniles, we feed them for 3 months with coupons. We use coupons to feed our fish. We feed them for 3 months. And we feed them twice in a day, morning and evening. So when it gets to 3 months, we started local feeding with it to have it a good weight. If you use local food from the beginning, the fish will not grow well because of the nutrients in the imported feed. It's more nutritious than the local one. The local ones is a sinking feed. The one imported is floating. And for those smaller fish, it's better we start with floating so that they will grow in time. So we normally start with the floating to 3 months before we go into the local feeding. By then they have matured enough to come up and get the food themselves.
After the cleaning, the fish goes into the oven where mild heat is applied. It is left there for about 4 days, after which it is packaged for supplies.
Good morning and welcome. Another lovely Friday morning. Today's special because this is the last edition of Sports This Morning for November, and we're happy to be here. My name is Yemi Adebayo. We're going to take you on a trip across the world of sports. It's fast-paced, exciting, sometimes controversial, and we get to talk about a whole lot of exciting things on the show. So I'm going to be your captain on the cruise this morning, and I'll take you on the ride. Well, we're going to be looking at a whole lot of issues in the world of sports. We're going to be looking at the Super Eagles as we await the FIFA World Cup draw. We're going to be talking about the Super Eagles this morning, the preparation of the home-based Eagles. Of course, on the continent of Africa, the biggest thing happening is the CAF Confederations Cup. Second leg final of the final will be played tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that as well. Of course, we'll also beam our searchlight on Brazil. What is happening in Brazil? Stadium construction not going according to plan, and a whole lot of other issues. And of course, what does FIFA have to say about everything happening in Brazil? We'll look at that. Yesterday, the annual General Assembly of the LFF took place. That's not the news. This morning, we're going to be looking at the consequence, the likely fallout, some of the things that were left undone, the implications as we go into 2014. So we'll be looking at all of that this morning on the show. Well, there's something in football that an ugly monster that has been with us for a while. He doesn't have a face, but we know he exists, and that's match fixing. This morning on the show, we'll be also talking about match fixing, how this needs to be rooted out of football. You hear a lot of stories about, games being fixed, but of course, there's been no face to it. So we're going to look at that on the show this morning. Roberto Martinez lending his own voice to the call for the fight against match fixing. That's the outlook of the show this lovely Friday morning. And of course, on Friday, as usual, I'm not alone on the show. I have Kule Philip with me. Kule, let me welcome you this lovely Friday.
Yeah, good morning, Yemi. Of course, it's good to be here.
Okay, all right. Let's start by talking about the Commonwealth Games. Yesterday, the sports minister, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, was here on our breakfast show, Sunrise Daily, and he had a whole lot of interesting things to say about the Commonwealth Games. And it's some months away, but it makes you happy that we're looking ahead, we're planning, and everything is in tip-top shape.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good that we're beginning to actually make plans and for the Commonwealth Games. Just like you said, it's just
It's
some couple of months
promised
away.
that the athletes will